to our today's tutorial, and we are making an headband. You can as well use this as an ear warmer. So to demonstrate this, I'm using this yarn. It's color orange. You'll also need a crochet hook. This is 3.0 millimeters. You will also need some stitch markers and a darning needle. So now we are making this for an all dart. So we begin. We start by making a slip knot, and we make a chain of 30. For this tutorial, for this headband, you need to make a chain that is of an even number. So we are going to start making our chain, and we are going to do a chain of 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So on the second chain, that is where we're going to start, and we start by an increase. We make 2 single crochets on that same stitch. Like that. And now we have 3 stitches. The first one being the chain that we skipped, and then the 1 increase. So now from here we are going to make single crochets, and in total we need 15 single crochets. So we have 3, we continue 4, 5, 6, 14, and 15. We have our 15 single crochets. So now we skip the next 2 single crochets, and on the third, it's where we are going to do our single crochet. So now after skipping the 2 stitches from here, again we are going to do 14 stitches, and on the last one do 2. So we are going to do 13 and 2 on the last stitch. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 13, and now on the last one we're going to do 2 single crochets, 14 and 15. And this is how now it looks. In this first row you cannot notice it very well, but once we do like 2 rounds, it will start forming very well. So now the reason why we increased in the beginning and at the end is because, remember, we've skipped 2 chains at the middle. So we compensate that by making an increase, an extra 1 single crochet and another one at the end, so that we remain with 30 chains. So now we have 15 on this side and 15 on this other side, right? So now to the next row we are going to single crochet. We turn our work, and now from this side we are going to be working on the back loop only. We skip our first chain, and on the next we are going to do an increase. So we are going to do 2 single crochets. All right, I'm working on the back loop only. So that is 1 and another one. The chain that we skipped counts as our first single crochet. So now we have 3. 1, 2, 3. So now we continue making 15. We have 3, so now we continue making 12 more, so that we have 15. 3, 4, 5, 6. I have my 15 single crochets worked on the back loop only. So now we skip the next 2 chains, 1, 2, and on the third we work a single crochet on back loop only. One, 2, 3, 13, 12, 13. Make sure you get every stitch. 13, and the last one is our chain that we skipped, where we're going to make 2 single crochets. So getting the last chain for the first row might be very tricky, but you need to get that last stitch. 14 and 15, and now it has already started forming the V. All right, so now again we chain 1 and we repeat the row that we have just done. Skip the first chain here. This is the chain 1 that we have done, and this is the first stitch, so you skip that, and to the next we make 2 single crochets to increase, and that makes 3. Always remember the first chain we skipped counts as our first chain. 3, and we continue until we have 15, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have my 15 single crochets, so I skip the next 2, and on the third I work single crochet, and I single crochet all the way to the end, and on the very last stitch I'm going to do an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 14, and on the same stitch 15. Chain 1 and turn, and now it is a 1 row repeat for the whole of this pattern. So what you do is, when you get to the end, you chain 1 and turn your work. Skip that chain 1 and the next stitch, and on the next one we are going to do an increase, right? So counting from the first chain, we'll have 15 stitches up to somewhere here. You skip 2 chains, the middle ones, and now from here you crochet 14, and on the 14th you also do an increase to compensate the ones that we skipped at the middle, right? So you now continue with your piece until you get your desired size. Yeah, so now I've already done mine. This is my piece. This is where we started, and as you can see, as you continue working, going up, it now creates that V shape. So you can look at this. It is still not formed, so as you continue working it, it continues forming the V very well. So this is my size. Don't worry about these sides because of it's like that because of the increase that we've just done. So even as at this point the ends were like this, but now that we are going to join the 2 ends, it's going to be okay. So now we are going to fold. You are going to decide which side is going to be your wrong or right, but both sides are identical. So now what we are going to do is we need to join these parts together to complete it like that. So now what I normally do is I'm going to attach them together, picking the last stitch with the last one, bringing them together, and I pick the tip also, the middle and the middle, and again the very last stitch, because I do not want to miss any, like that, and the last one. So when you join, it just flows, the middle joining the middle, and it is just like a one continuous piece. So now we are going to get our darning needle, put our yarn through. You need to leave a yarn that can fit joining the two sides, right? So now I'm going to undo this, because this is where we are going to start, and I'm going to start joining the two sides, picking stitches that are opposite. So I'm going to hold my work like this, and I'm going to pick the next stitch, and on the other side I'm going to pick the next and join the two together. Do not pull too tight so that it does not fold. I pick the next and the opposite, and I join them together. I continue doing this. Once you get to the middle, you just join the middle, continue joining until we get to this other side. And this is how my finished headband looks. So thank you so much for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, like and share to your friends. See you in the next one.